You are now listening to the Salty Virgins podcast.
What's the best superhero?
Silver Surfer. By far. By far.
That's just that's just wrong.
The movie did not do his actual powers justice.
Tell me his powers.
He has the ability to stop time. He has the ability to control all matter. All of it. And he has the ability, like, he's invincible. So he has killed Galactus on his own multiple times.
Wasn't,
Galactus, the planet eater.
Wasn't he the villain in the Marvel
Galactus
movies?
was the villain.
No, in the Fantastic Four movies. Wasn't he the villain?
Galactus was the villain. Third time.
So who presents a challenge to him? He sounds like he just can kind of do it all, and it's
making him the best.
But like, how is anything that he's in interesting if he's just that overpowered? Yeah. Like, what's his weakness?
Like One Punch Man.
Yes, One Punch Man is definitely the best superhero. We can get back to it, though.
That's not a superhero, but okay.
Yes, he is.
Have you seen it?
Yes, I have.
He was in the superhero registry. He was an official superhero.
That's such a deep cut.
God, yeah.
Who don't know what we're talking about.
Michael, get it?
Anyway, continue Silver Surfer, please.
We didn't say who was the most exciting. We said who was the best.
Clearly, Spider-Man's the best superhero.
I like my...
When you're saying best, you mean like would win amongst a brawl of superheroes, or just your favorite?
Well, he's my favorite, and he's the coolest.
Miles Morales is the coolest. Peter Parker.
Still Spider-Man.
There's a distinct difference between the two, though.
Okay, what's their superhero alias?
Spider-Man.
All right.
One's a boring white kid, and one's a pretty cool black kid. I don't know.
I haven't read too far into the Miles Morales storyline. I need to see that new Spider-Man movie. I still haven't seen it.
Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, and I tried to watch it illegally the other day, and it's still not illegally on the internet, and I'm upset about it.
I've heard really good things.
I've heard nothing but great things. My low-key favorite actor, Jake Johnson, also known as Nick from New Girl, plays the older Peter Parker in it.
John Mulaney's the pig one.
Yeah,
John Mulaney's the pig.
He is in that as well. So I really want to see that. It looks good. Looks like a lot of fun.
So I still am confused as to why Spider-Man's the best superhero. Like, I can see the argument with Silver Surfer.
I mean, he has the
Spider-Man.
best landscape. Like, New York City is a great superhero town, and his ability to just swing through buildings makes for a great visual.
It's pretty weak, given that Iron Man lives right down the street.
Yeah, but
in a tower, in literal towers.
I mean, I like Iron Man too, but no, Spider-Man's the best. Best villains too. Name a good Iron Man villain.
The Mandarin, but not the Mandarin from the movie. Not the Mandarin from the movie, but like the actual Mandarin. Pretty good.
If your best supervillain is named after a seedless fruit, you got some issues.
I disagree.
Yeah, I don't...
I just disagree.
The cutie. The Cara.
Like Spider-Man's villains are just Vulture, Rhino,
Mysterio,
Shocker. That's one decent one, I guess.
Dr. Octopus. Venom.
Venom's not really a Spider-Man villain, but I understand where you're going with that.
Same.
The Green Goblin, I guess.
Green Goblin is lame.
It's pretty lame in the movie.
He throws little fucking pumpkin bombs around, man.
Electro
kind of stinks.
Jamie Foxx.
No, I love Jamie Foxx, but Electro still stinks.
I didn't like that movie at all, to be honest.
So, what are you arguing?
I'm just saying Spider-Man's the best. What's another? I mean, I like Batman too, but Batman's kind of angsty. Too angsty for me.
Batman's power is white privilege.
Yeah.
I will hold firm in that. Once I saw somebody say that, I was like, oh, well, there's no other argument there.
Thor's pretty fucking cool.
Thor's pretty good.
Thor's OP.
Thor is a literal god, yes.
Yeah.
But, you know.
The recent Thor movies have been fucking great, too.
I would like to say Thor 3 was good, Thor 1 and 2 stunk.
I've only seen Ragnarok all the way through, to be honest.
3 was so good.
Yeah, 3 was real good.
Was that 3, Ragnarok?
Yes.
Yeah, Ragnarok was awesome. Trying to think of the best, like, my favorite, like, Marvel movies now. I still think, and this is kind of like a nostalgia thing, but I really liked the first Iron Man.
Me too.
It was a good
and that
movie.
was like, well, yeah, like I think that might be my favorite though, even though I don't think it's the best movie. It just like that's kind of what brought me in because I was never a comic book guy.
Yeah,
and that was like that was really the first one that brought me into the kind of Marvel universe.
That's the movie that created the Marvel universe, pretty much, like cinematic universe.
Yeah, cinematic universe. So I was like, let's not do that.
Yeah, but it like was my intro into it in general as well, and so I think that's probably my favorite. But there have been some fucking bangers, dude.
I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but I am a huge fan of the origin story movie.
Wait, X-Men Origins?
No, like just an origin story, like the first.
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
no, that stinks.
No, I love origin stories.
Just read the comics.
Other than like
use Wikipedia.
The Incredible Hulk, that one movie where you only see the Hulk at like the last 5 minutes of the movie or something like that.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that movie from 2004.
That movie was so bad. I saw that in theaters.
You paid for that? Couldn't be me.
He saw it on $2 Tuesdays.
Oh, you bet your ass we did. Brought her in our own candy.
First of all, if you don't bring in your own candy... Okay, so there is one movie theater in the city of Atlanta that has reasonable tickets. And it's like $6 for a ticket and like $3 to get like a drink or like snacks or something. And like that's the only place that I won't like bring in my own candy.
Oh, yeah, I always bring in my own candy.
$3, like I'm going to spend that outside anyway. So like it doesn't really bother me.
I buy popcorn. Kayla loves popcorn, so I usually do popcorn and soda. I don't really do candy much anymore during movies, but I've always brought in my candy.
Popcorn
stop at CVS.
Stinks.
The dollar store has all.
I like popcorn. I love popcorn, man.
Popcorn stinks.
Popcorn's good. What the hell?
I love popcorn.
Also, circling back to the Spider-Man villains thing, one of his villains is Shocker, and that's all I have to say about that.
What are you trying to say, Jordan?
Patrick's rebuttal.
I said what I said, and you know what I'm saying.
Damn it.
What?
Huh?
That's what I thought.
So we're taking down Big Meat?
Stop. Please. Stop. Relax. Jesus.
Do we have any other supervillains we want to talk about?
Superheroes, right?
Well, I mean, it was kind of an encompassing conversation.
I'm trying to think.
How do you guys feel about the Mr. Clean spokesman? Is he creepy to you?
What?
Mr. Clean.
No, he's just an older gay man who likes to be clean.
He's just always right
Yeah.
behind you.
I think that's your homophobia coming up.
What? No,
Yeah.
what? Wait a second.
You heard it here first.
Hold on.
I think Jordan's onto something.
Hold on.
I'm listening. I'm waiting.
Right.
Dig yourself out of this hole.
So we're taking down Big Meat?
It's not going to get you out of this time.
Sure isn't. Patrick's a homophobe. Wow.
I'm forcing a transition now. What's the minimum third crown on sheets?
So like, in a perfect world, minimum is 600. In my actual life, I buy my sheets at Target.
I have some damask stripe sheets from JCPenney. It's like sleeping on a cloud. It's so nice. The sheets are like
I'm surprised.
$120. Oh, they're Kara sheets. TBH.
Okay, there we go. I was like,
I'm in the Jordan boat.
Honestly, it is completely worth it to invest into a nice pair of sheets, or find someone who has invested into a nice pair of sheets.
I'm sure, but for
I'll probably do it.
right now, what I need, I'm good.
Yeah, I feel that way too, but I'll probably do it.
I have a really
in the
nice
future.
bed, so like, that's fine.
So, do you have like fabrics that you don't like the feeling of? You know?
I don't like microfiber sheets.
Oh, I can't
They
stand
bother
them.
me.
I cannot stand microfiber sheets.
Microfiber.
I love microfiber sheets.
Oh, so you really are a piece of shit. Wow.
Jesus.
Wait, well, maybe we're not thinking about the same thing. Are you talking about like what are microfiber sheets? Hold on.
The really thin, like almost plasticky feeling ones.
Never mind. I know what you're
Kevin's
talking
thinking about plush.
I was. Yeah, I'm thinking about because Patrick hates fucking
I hate
plush. That's what I thought he was
No,
going to
I
jump
hate
to.
plush.
Like the big soft plush
Cannot
blankets.
stand it.
What?
I
Yeah,
love 'em.
I get
love
so
'em.
hot.
I sleep with a fan on, blowing on me, and I use one of those blankets, and it's just so comfortable.
Literally, if one of something plush touches my body, I immediately start sweating in that. It's incredible.
I have to have 1 foot out of the covers though, or else I get way too
Kevin, the
sweaty.
monsters
I
are
don't
gonna
know.
get you.
That's wild.
The monsters are gonna get you with their foot out.
Kevin sleeps like a wild boy. I do not know how he's had a long term.
What does that mean? Hold on.
Kevin, first of all, we slept in the same bed. Second of all, you've like thrown things at me in your sleep.
That's true.
So I don't know.
That's true.
I don't know how you have a long-term significant other like sleeping like that. Like I just don't understand.
I don't know. I haven't had too many complaints about like kicking or a lot of movement. I'm a deep sleeper though.
You
so it's
sure
really hard to wake
fucking
me up.
are.
Yeah,
sure
It's
fucking
really hard
are.
to wake me up. That's
the
one
amount
thing.
of alarms Kevin sets to wake up in the morning.
Oh,
is
it's insane.
infuriating.
I have a problem actually.
And
I
he
should probably do a
uses
sleep study.
the Jesus, it's the worst.
Yeah, no, it's not. But it's the only thing that'll wake me up.
You should like look into that because that's problematic.
I've slept through fire alarms.
That's again problematic.
Yeah, I should probably get that checked out.
You're not going.
We'll figure it out.
You're
I'll
not.
put it on the list.
Okay.
Things that I should do, but I'm not going to.
Yeah. Because I have troubles like staying asleep, I've been taking melatonin, and I got on a new brand of melatonin, and I don't know what's in this one, but I've had the most vivid and rememberable dreams lately. I'm gonna start a dream thread on Twitter.
Dream
I've
thread.
already done it. Yes, a dream thread.
Hashtag dream thread.
Hashtag dream thread. The one I tweeted about recently was me and Jackson did like science fair projects, but like on the trifold boards about our careers together. And we were just standing in the middle of a mall, like as people came and asked us questions. I have no fucking idea what that's about. None at all.
Was the podcast on your board?
No! Jackson was, a forensic accountant, and I was a lawyer, and we were just talking to the kids about what we do, and they didn't give a fuck. It was a real thing. I don't know what the fuck that was about. It was very odd.
Oh,
I wish
shit.
I could remember my dreams like that. I rarely ever can remember my dreams.
I'm the same
Kara-
way.
I normally don't.
Yeah, Kara constantly has dreams and she remembers them and she tells me them, and they're fucking wild. Like one dream, she was like driving down 95 and there was a truck of meatballs ahead of her and it collapsed and meatballs flew all over 95 and there was a huge crash.
Oh, so she just watched Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs that week. Fuck out of here.
I used to have a lot of nightmares, like every night. When I was younger, it was just for like a span of time. And then since then, I don't remember my dreams generally. But when I remember my dreams, they're just like very normal, just something a little bit is off, those kind of dreams. I don't have these like wild fantasies anymore. And I wonder if I've kind of like suppressed that part of my brain when sleeping, because I was like, there was a couple months where I just like did not sleep well and I was having like night terrors.
Yeah, I had a recurring nightmare that would come.
I had a couple that cycled, and it was wild. Thinking about it, I was like, that was terrible. I hated falling asleep. I was like, ugh, how could I live like that?
I have such like a hot take about nightmares and dreams and stuff. How am I going to be afraid of something I made up in my own head? Like, that sounds ridiculous to me. So I've never had a nightmare because I'm like, I thought of it.
But isn't
like,
that what all fears are? It's just in your own head.
Yeah.
I disagree. I believe that like a fear of heights is based in the understanding that if you fall from where you are, you will die. Or a fear of snakes. If this bites me, I will die. Like, being afraid of something I thought up and then, like, happened in my thoughts, like in my dream, not really the same thing.
I think that's a pretty wild. I don't know. I think that a lot of things that you're concerned about and scared of and shit are like stuff that's self-manifested, right?
Correct.
Like that's the whole thing, the basis, and like with mental health and stuff like that. So like I don't know how you can say like, oh yeah, I just
know if those two things are the same.
Okay, so then
I
don't want to get into that.
Yeah, I think that's a topic we should stay away from.
Mental health,
but
not stay away from, but we're not experts, so we should not talk about it as if we are.
I don't know. I think it's kind of absurd to be like, yeah, I just don't believe in being scared of things that my brain creates, so I just don't have nightmares. Like it just sounds like a weird flex, and it sounds like it's going against the grain on a lot of like proven things about how we think and why the way we are, who we are.
That might be true, but like I don't have nightmares. I have very odd dreams, but I don't have nightmares, and like I don't fear things, like tangible things, I guess. Kind of.
You don't fear anything?
Nothing tangible. Like, I fear the idea that I won't get into law school, but like I don't like fear law school itself, you know? So like nothing tangible.
So you're a sovereign citizen of fears, huh?
Yes, I don't.
You don't fear the tangible items, you fear the thought of those tangible items coming into fruition.
Correct, yes.
Stay woke, Jordan. That's a new class.
I agree. I don't know what you want.
I'm scared of plenty of shit, but it's more based on what you're talking about, like the reality of it. Like I don't. If I'm standing on the edge of a surface, I'm not like terrified and anxious of being there. But when I am there, I'm very grounded by the thought that I could just like easily tip over this and die. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. No. That's understanding your own mortality, which is a fair thing. Like if you were going to fear something,
but that's based in a fear of death.
Yeah, which I was going to say is a fair thing. Like if you are afraid of your own mortality, that's fair. Like I get it because that is A, tangible, and B, something that you may or may not be able to control. You know?
Yeah. All right. That's fair.
How did we get on this topic? Oh, you were taking melatonin, right?
Melatonin.
Yes. Have you ever taken like ZQuil?
I've actually no, I haven't taken ZQuil.
Or NyQuil? Have you taken NyQuil?
I have taken NyQuil. Yes.
NyQuil is the best. And my sister...
NyQuil capsules do not knock me out.
No,
NyQuil
the liquid
does.
Yeah, the liquid is where it's at. And Carrie just left like a bottle of NyQuil liquid, so whenever I get sick, wee.
So you're an abuser.
No, I need to be sick.
The way you're talking about, buddy, the way you're talking about this NyQuil.
I need to get sick first, clearly. But I'm gonna sleep.
Sounds like you needed your fix.
It's non-addictive. It's fine.
I bring that up because it's in the. Like, do you keep your NyQuil and stuff in the fridge?
No. What the fuck?
She put it in the fridge.
No.
Wait. This is your sister that's a doctor, right?
No.
Oh, no. Okay, never mind.
Say something.
I was like, damn, should I start doing it?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, if it's her, like, okay, that makes sense.
She's a doctor of physical therapy.
She still went through enough classes like that. Where
like, I might believe her.
I think she listens, actually. So.
No, I have never heard of someone keeping NyQuil in the fridge.
Is that a thing?
I didn't know it was a thing.
Are you used to that? Oh, did like you do that?
No.
Did you guys use whatever like off-brand NyQuil? Did you put that in the fridge when you were growing up? The Equate brand.
Kevin, we took echinacea. Do you know what echinacea is?
I know what echinacea. I know what it is.
It's nothing. It's an herbal pill.
Oh my god!
I wish my grandma would have heard you say I took echinacea. She would have lost her goddamn mind.
Every time I'm sick, my mom's like, "Did you take an echinacea?"
Fucking no! Like what? We have Western medicine for a reason. Come on.
Did you guys use Vicks a lot?
I have
growing up?
Vicks in my house right now.
Yeah, I
No.
I used a lot of Vicks. I don't use it regularly anymore, but I will still use it if I'm feeling really congested. But I didn't. There's like a whole population of people that fucking hate Vicks.
Well, it is like abrasive to your senses, but like I don't really use Vicks because like I don't ever. Thank God, I don't ever need like something to like loosen up my chest that much. Like so that I can.
When I go to bed, usually, so if I'm feeling sick and I lay down, that's when it hits me. So Vicks is good when I'm like laying down to breathe and that clear that up. That's what I've always used it just before going to bed, not like during the day. Generally.
Don't you also sleep on your back?
No. I was sleeping on my stomach for a very long time, but that's actually not great for your back. And then when I hurt my back, I started sleeping on my side.
Okay.
I can't really sleep on. I've done it before, but not on a regular basis.
I very much cannot sleep on my back.
It's much better for you, so I've tried before, but I just can't, like... it's so hard to get comfortable. I have to be so tired.
It leaves my neck very exposed, and I don't like that.
Yeah. Jordan has a fear of people touching his neck.
I do not enjoy it.
Wait,
That's a tangible
have a
thing.
fear?
Is it not?
No, I don't have a fear. I just physically do not enjoy, like, people touching my neck.
Yeah, Jordan fucking hates that shit. This is hilarious.
Is it? Is it really?
Yeah, it is. For someone that was pretty mean, still is pretty mean, but was really mean in like middle school. It was very nice knowing that you hated that.
Yeah, I had one kryptonite.
Jordan was a fucking bully.
I was not a bully.
Jordan was a bully.
I was not a bully.
tap out shirts and all.
I never had a tap
That
out
is-
shirt. If nothing else comes out of this podcast, I want everyone to know I've never had a tap out shirt.
I can't get the image out of my
think you
head
did.
of you wearing a tap out shirt. That's how I picture you in high school. Just
That's kind of fucked up,
skinny,
Patrick, 'cause
lanky
you
ass,
knew me and Patrick in high school. Like,
lanky ass Jordan wearing a tap out shirt, trying to wrestle people in the band room.
never wore tap out, but we did wrestle.
You talked about MMA a
Yeah.
lot.
It was pretty good.
You used to tell me to nut up. I didn't like being told that.
You never did it though, so you still have it.
I very much disliked being told to nut up on a day-to-day basis.
But did you do it?
No, evidently no.
So, listen, I was trying to help you.
He does have a point.
You're right. You know what? I should have.
You should have.
I'll try tonight.
Imagine where you would have been.
I'll nut up for
I'm
you guys
glad-
right after this podcast.
I'm glad I wasn't friends with Jordan in high school. Sounds terrible.
I was friends with him in middle school, but it was more of the like I hated him to his core, but we were also friends, you know?
So, the same thing that we feel now.
I fucking hated you when I first met you.
Listen, I am not the easiest person to like. I am aware of that. But if you get through the exterior and you understand, you know, you get a pretty good friendship out of it.
What? No, still to be seen.
Aw.
Okay.
So I brought up the NyQuil in the fridge because I'm kind of interested in how you guys organize your fridge. Like, do you utilize the...
I tend to put the food inside and on the shelves.
Patrick
Sometimes
tried
in the
so
drawers.
hard with that fucking transition.
Jesus Christ!
The foods that need to be cold are generally put in the fridge,
And the foods that
with
don't.
the older stuff being pushed to the back, eventually going bad and me recycling.
Yeah,
All right, get in your bag, Patrick. How do you organize your
Well, I'm
fridge?
interested. Like, do you keep the eggs in the carton, or do you like have an egg container for that, or do you put the milk on a shelf, or do you put it on the side thing in your fridge?
Hold on, time out. What the fuck? Who is
Okay.
taking their eggs out of the carton? And Patrick.
Well, they make containers for eggs.
No. Patrick, is this a conversation we need to have?
I don't do
Like,
that.
okay.
Are you putting them in like a box? Where are you putting them? What?
Yeah, no, like my parents take them out of the carton and put them in like a pull-out drawer thing.
What?
Not
Why?
like the actual in-fridge pull-out drawer, but like they have a little plastic container that holds eggs.
The cartons are just designed to hold eggs and keep them
Yeah,
safe.
so is this thing.
But what, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
So, what I'm hearing is your parents will spend money on a superfluous egg holder.
My parents spent $800 replacing the batteries to the golf cart to transfer my grandma around my house one time a year.
It seems like it might have been cheaper to rent another golf cart. Just a thought. I don't know.
You guys really could have just pushed it, man.
We could have done so many things.
It's not even that far.
It's not.
She's not moving well.
So,
We're not taking up offense against grandma.
talking about fridge organization, am I right?
You should kill yourself for that.
I'm trying to help Pat out. He wanted to talk about this bad.
I want Patrick to get in his bag so we can make fun of him.
I'll give a generic layout of my fridge, and I'm sure I'm
actually
doing it
very
wrong, and you guys are going to flame me for it. So I tend to put cold cuts and cheese in one of the drawers down below, and then if I have fresh produce, sometimes I'll put it in there. I tend to, if I buy fresh produce, I try to use it all because it goes bad very quick. And then leftovers and like odd shaped things on the main shelves, right? If I have a gallon of milk, it'll go on the main shelves. I haven't bought a gallon of milk in a long time because I don't go through a gallon and I've also been buying milk substitutes as like the one true millennial thing that I'm doing.
And a podcast.
And those come in half gallons usually, or liters. Yeah, that too. So if I have like a half gallon, it goes in the side, and then I keep condiments in the side, all my dressings in the bottles like that. And then if I have like beer, it depends kind of wherever I have space for it.
Sounds about right.
Do you put? So I have all my alcohol in one of the slide-out drawers on the bottom, like beers and stuff.
So you're still in college.
I can see that. I tend to I don't usually have too much anyway, but I usually have it on a shelf. I'll keep, if I have cans and stuff, I won't put them all in the fridge either. I'll keep them in the pantry, and then I'll put a couple in the fridge at a time.
Mm-hmm.
How many condiments do you guys have?
A lot.
I have 3 roommates, so fucking many.
I have 2 roommates. There's a lot.
So many dressings.
Yeah, I have a dressing I used once.
You should probably throw that
so
away.
That's how that goes.
I have 2 ketchups.
Buffalo Ranch has been a mainstay in the house recently.
They make Buffalo Ranch?
Oh, they fucking... Buffalo Raw is the official term for
I
it.
wish that you didn't say that.
That's what they all call it. That's what one of my roommates started calling it. So that's what we call it now.
Was that Daniel?
It's a bit. It's just an on.
He's canceled.
Anyway, but yeah, Buffalo Ranch, ketchup,
Yuck.
ranch is always in there, and then so many fucking dressings that no one is using. They should probably be thrown away. We're bad about fridge maintenance.
Yuck.
Yeah.
About once a week, like I look in there and be like, "Hey, is this mine?" Okay. Is it gross? No. Okay, it can stay.
But I tend to not shop. I try to do small shopping trips, so stuff doesn't really go bad if it's mine usually, and if it does, I'm pretty good about throwing it away because I think it's gross. But as a household, we're not the best all the time at fridge maintenance, is what I'll say.
That sounds pretty fucking passive aggressive there.
No, it's not even like a passive thing. I'll send a text like, "Hey, we got to clean up the fridge this weekend," then we'll do it. But as like a constant maintenance, not so much. It's just like once a month we'll all go through the fridge and stuff like that.
Talk about eggshells, Kevin.
So I didn't know this was a thing. I have one roommate that will put eggshells, like after he cracks the eggs and uses it, he puts the eggshells back in the carton. and then when he's all through them, he throws them all away.
I do that sometimes.
And I did not realize that was a real thing. I just always have thrown it in the trash. So like this happened one time where the yolk got, or like the remains from the eggshells, because they still have a little bit of the residue in them usually. Something was wrong with the carton, I guess, and there was some in the fridge. And I was like, who's doing, like, what? This is so gross. And then like I didn't realize, I thought that was just like a really slobby thing to do. I looked up, there's a population of people that do that as well. I didn't even know. And I saw there's like whole Reddit threads arguing about it. I think it's mostly just a matter of convenience.
Yeah.
I don't
But I've
see
just never
why
done
you would
it.
do
I
it.
always had to just throw them in the trash.
It doesn't make sense to me why you would do it.
Me either. Jordan said he does it sometimes though, so maybe I don't know if there's a reason.
There's no rhyme or reason to me doing it. Like, it all depends on what I'm doing with my hands and what I'm doing with the eggs. Like, if I'm cracking eggs and putting it, like, right into the pan or something, like we're making scrambled eggs or something, probably won't. But if I'm, like, I don't know, cracking eggs for something, like, I don't know.
But just turn around and throw it out.
Well,
like,
my trash
what I
can's
do-
on the other side of the kitchen. Not that my kitchen's huge or anything, but, like, I'm just fucking lazy. I don't
Well,
know.
sometimes I crack them, put them back in the container, and then take them out and throw them out. Like, there's
That's what
no
I do.
reason to
if
have
I'm making
them
like
in
an
there.
omelet, you
Yeah.
crack them all and then you put them there, because my trash can's a little bit of a walk too from where the stove is. But then at the end, I take them and I throw them all in the trash and put the carton back in there.
Right.
Like, I don't like the idea of having food residue, basically food waste, sitting in a container where fresh food is still existing. You know what I mean?
You don't like
Especially eggs.
egg on your egg?
Well, the thing
No,
is, you
I
can
don't
get,
like the possibility of getting salmonella.
yeah, you get the salmonella on anything else in the fridge.
Maybe. Probably not, though.
It's not
But
worth the
that's
risk.
just like, yeah, opening just the smallest risk for literally no reward was my thing.
To each their own, I guess.
I don't know. I had never seen someone do it, so I was like, "What the fuck? Like, how can a human do this?" And then apparently it's not just like it's something that some families just do. It's like a habit that's passed down, and I was like, "Holy shit! I've just never had anybody do that or seen it." You know?
It happens. You know, you learn things, you live with people, you learn about all kinds of different things.
Yeah, man. Roommate life is. I mean, I've always enjoyed having a lot of roommates just because I tend to be very social. I like to hang out in like common areas with people generally. But I am excited to move and not have roommates.
I'm happy for you. I don't.
It's just like a change, you know.
Sure.
Yeah, it's always nice
I
to
think
have
the-
that person to hang out with, like, just chilling
Yeah.
in the living room and stuff like that. But
Well, now I'll have Kayla.
yeah, it's definitely more quiet.
Yeah,
You have more freedom to do things too.
I'm gonna play all the video games. That's all I'm gonna
We
do.
get it, Patrick. You walk around naked in your house.
Yeah, it just jerks off all the time.
You don't have. Yeah.
He didn't say no.
Jesus. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Patrick is sweating.
Is it hot in here? It's hot in here. Is it hot in here?
Sure isn't.
You could find me in the backseat leaning. You could try me, just don't ask my feelings. I'm so happy winning, so don't at me kidding. Keep this rap thing hidden. I'm a king to a kitten. G's. Seems that you lost your way. How can I be of service when you can't drive straight? This man's not safe. Tell me where the keys to the safe. Hide your kids, hide your wife, cause he's stealing all the cake. Wait, don't get sentimental, he's just out for blood. Nothing personal. Move quick or get stuck up in the mud. Just mind my P's and Q's. If I see then shoot, if deceased then ooh, just proceed to loot. I'm the mic killer. I can slide like a mic thriller. If you bout that action, grab a mic, don't reply filler. I'm off kilter, my filter. Can't consider your feelings, so get rid of the demons, they ain't.
Do you guys ever have trouble with your girlfriends deciding where to go for restaurants and stuff?
Yes, I think
Almost all the time.
everybody does.
Literally almost all the time.
I'm essentially adding Kevin right now.
Is Kevin your
Do
girlfriend?
you not?
No, so I have a hard time doubly because Kara's indecisive and she doesn't like a lot of things. So like we already cut our restaurant options in half, and then she just, I mean, we're both indecisive, but yeah.
Kayla and I just play the game of, like, I know that she is so aggressively nice that if I'm like, I want to go somewhere, we'll probably end up going there, even though there may have been somewhere that she wanted to go more. And I'm very, generally, I don't have too many moods with food. Like, sometimes like, oh, that sounds really good, but I'm not usually like, oh, I don't really feel like Italian tonight or Mexican tonight or any of that shit. So I try and defer back to her, and she wants to know what I want. So we have that like weird back and forth, and it gets frustrating. I've started just trying to make executive decisions a little bit more, and I think she has too, because it gets exhausting.
Yeah, I love Sydney to death. We have a little bit of trouble, not too much. Like, she really, really, really likes Chipotle, and I can deal with that. But like, I also really, really, really like other shit that's not Chipotle. So sometimes we bump heads when she's like, I want Chipotle, and I was like, do we have to have Chipotle? And then it gets into I want you to have what you want. It's like, I will go to two places. Like, I don't like, I don't really care.
Yep.
Well,
I feel that.
Yeah, well, I like Chipotle, and I asked Kara if she wants Chipotle. She says she doesn't like it, and
Kayla hates Chipotle, and it breaks my heart.
And I asked, have you ever had it? And she said, no.
That's not all right. At least Kayla just doesn't like it. She's been there. She's had. She doesn't like it.
The thing is, she liked it's pretty much a Chipotle. It's called Me and Tito's. It's right down the street. She liked that. It's essentially the same thing. I don't know. She has a vendetta.
Chipotle.
She has a vendetta. I haven't had Chipotle in probably a year. It's been a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess the Chipotle is far from your house.
It's not terribly far. It's by the mall.
I go to Chipotle because I'm passing by it. I'm not generally sitting at home and I think I'm going to go to Chipotle. It's like I'm on my way home trying to figure out what to eat, and there's a Chipotle on my way. And that's when I'll go there. So I don't go there super often, but at least once a month, and sometimes it'll be like, okay, once or twice in a week, or for a couple weeks running. But it's not too much. I do love it, though.
Chipotle is one of my mom's favorite restaurants.
It's not that cheap. I don't get it.
Yeah.
The hierarchy is Steak and Shake, Chipotle, Cheddar's.
Cheddar's is a great value restaurant. I figured that would be high up.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the eyes of Carol.
Okay. I normally save my Chipotle time for Sid because I don't I like Chipotle, but I don't want a lot of Chipotle.
Is it not your life?
It is not my life, but it is hers. It is in fact her life. So I basically save our Chipotle time for her, and like a lot of the times, like I'll be like, "Hey, we can go to like this higher end restaurant." She's like, "No, it's fine." I'm like, "No, okay, thanks, babe."
How many times, like when you actually do like go out to eat, it's like sit down restaurants, and how many times it's just like something fast?
Mostly sit down. Probably like 80%
50.
sit down for me.
What's your
go-to 70,
sit down?
30.
What'd you say, Pat?
Go-to sit down restaurant.
Oh, my go-to? It depends on where I am.
Let's say home, like Jackson.
Oh. There's a really good Cuban spot nearby that's a really good default to go to.
Is it Mambo's?
Yeah, it's Mambo's. There's also a really good Mexican spot that's like similar right by. That's a sit down. That's like if we really don't know what to do, it's just something that's really close within like half a mile.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good variety around me, so I don't have like one mainstay that we always go back to. We kind of just pick a kind of food, and then there's a good spot within a mile or two. I live in a pretty good location as far as like a variety of food.
Right.
In Gainesville, it was Miapa. It's a Cuban spot.
Kayla
and I'll just go there all the time. If I can find a good Cuban spot, that'll usually be it.
Alhambia.
Mm-hmm.
I try and vary it up because I like a bunch of stuff and like I like to try things. So it does depend on where I'm at. If I'm at home, like in Atlanta, I actually don't know what my go-to would be. But like if I'm in Jack's, I want to go to Taco Lou or Angie's or something.
Angie's, that's super good sandwiches. You would love that place, Pat.
Yeah, you would, because it's super cheap and it's super good.
What are you trying to say?
I said what I said, and you know what I mean. But overall, like, I don't have a favorite, I guess, because I do like to try local things and like try a lot of stuff.
That's my thing. If I'm not sure, that's what I've started doing as kind of a way to help the decision making process. Is if we don't really know what to eat and no one has any strong opinions either way, I'll just go on restaurants and find somewhere that I haven't been that doesn't look terrible and just say, okay, how's this sound? And then we'll just go. Because I've been trying to try more stuff. There's so much variety around me. And sometimes in college, I'd feel like I was going to the same like 3 or 4 restaurants all the time. So it's
Kevin,
nice to get around and try different things.
You like seafood, right?
Yeah.
You should try Safe Harbor.
I've been to Safe Harbor. I love Safe Harbor. That's my favorite seafood place in Jack's.
Yeah, it's real good.
It's so close to me.
Yeah.
Daniel will love that. This is going to be the only person in this podcast that gets this reference, but Daniel will love that.
Kevin, I went to school in
Oh, that's
Jackson.
right. We have no Jacks. You're right. I was thinking like most of my work friends are not like listening every week. They text me about like old episodes, so I have to like remember what we talked about.
Yeah, no. You're not
You're
the
right.
only
You're
person.
right. You have Jack's roots.
I do. But,
Texas Roadhouse is my favorite.
Come on,
It's good.
Patrick. Texas the fucking peanuts. Are you kidding me?
Texas Roadhouse stinks.
It really doesn't.
Longhorn? Not even Longhorn if you're gonna go like budget steak places.
Honestly, never been to a Longhorn.
I mean,
The fucking peanuts, man.
I have to preface this with "I love you, babe," but you're not missing anything with Longhorn either.
At Longhorn?
Thanks, babe.
Yeah.
No, I mean Longhorn is fine, but I'm talking about like budget as far as the cheap steak places. I would do that over the Texas Roadhouse or like Outback.
Yeah, well, I don't know what to tell you. There's not a lot of choices over here. I used to like to go to a place. Oh, I mean, I don't want to talk about Orlando restaurants, but Bar Louie is really good in Orlando.
I
like Bar Louie.
Bar Louie's a chain, I think.
I think it is.
There's one
a
in
chain,
Jack's.
actually.
But no, I want to get back to Texas Roadhouse. Do you like Texas Roadhouse, Jordan?
Meh. I'd
I
give it
thought
like
that was like definitely the worst.
no. I'll give it like a 6.5, a 6 out of 10. Like, it doesn't sway the charts really in any way. I don't really give a shit.
I feel that.
Also, I don't know if there's even one within 200 miles of me, so I don't even have to think about it anymore. If it was like traumatic in some way.
Yeah. And I don't do steak that often. And if we do steak now, it'll be Kayla will make steak. She makes like all kinds of different twists with steak. It's so good. It's incredible.
Like if we do steak, like if we're gonna do steak, I like to go big on it and like do the $200, $300 like dinner thing. But that's not all the time. Obviously, it's every so often.
I've probably started doing that maybe a couple times a year, not often.
I'd say 2 to 3 times a year. Like
Probably me too. Yeah.
We'll do the Brazilian steakhouse or something like that because
We'll do.
really
Okay, sorry.
enjoy that.
Yeah.
Because I really enjoy that.
We'll do like a nice dinner and then a couple drinks. One of the nice of the drinks like $12 a piece or a bottle of wine or something like that. A couple times, not Valentine's Day, but like on her birthday or something like that. Because I do like those are fun and those are always like really fun evenings. But then you hit the bill at the end when it's over and you're just like, oh, what have I done? Every time.
So like if I have like a good dining experience, like a Brazilian steakhouse or like Ruth Chris or something like that, like the bill doesn't hit me the same as if like I have a mediocre experience at a more expensive restaurant.
I mean, I definitely get it, especially like, if you go on a vacation and you had a bad time or you didn't have a great time, then the money that you spent is going to hurt worse than if you go and you love it. Listen, Vegas was fun. I don't know. But if you go and you love it, you're not the money still, seeing the money leave my account always hurts, but it's going to have good memories tied to it, so it softens the blow, essentially, is how I think of it. Like, you feel like you're getting your money's worth if you're having a good time. I can see how that equates to a dining experience. I don't know. It doesn't have the same effect on me. I do like food and eating nice food, but for me, it's the novelty of doing it is really nice, and just the change in scenery is really nice sometimes.
Yeah, I agree.
What are your nice dinners, Patrick?
Like my nice dinners.
Yeah.
Cheddars. Texas Roadhouse.
No, I mean Fogo de Chao is always good to go to, but that's a lot of food.
Fogo's the shit. I love.
Fogo's really good. Yeah. Those Brazilian steakhouses are always a solid move.
Yeah. There's just too much. You feel like shit afterwards. It's like eating a turkey leg at Universal.
First of all, if you're eating a turkey leg at Universal, whatever.
Have you never done that?
I think I nibbled on maybe some of Jackson's turkey leg one time, and that was it.
Now, I was doing it pretty much every time I went to a theme park. I don't go to theme parks so much anymore, but if I went to a theme park today and someone gave me a turkey leg, I would eat the shit out of it.
The thing about turkey legs, so we got one, so at UCF, there's just a UCF night that you can go, and like the park's open till like 3 a.m. And right when we got there, me and my friend got turkey legs, and then we were eating them, and then everyone was looking at us. So we decided to go like to the darkest corner of the park to eat our turkey legs. And it was completely quiet. All you hear is like just munching on turkey legs.
Okay, fucking turkey monster.
and then when you're done eating a turkey leg, everything is sticky and everything smells like turkey. So like you can't like introduce yourself back in. Yeah.
Yeah, see, another reason why I didn't eat a turkey leg that's the size of my fucking arm.
I mean, I get it, but they're
real good,
so
though.
good. They're
Real
so good.
I think it's my own personal vendetta against turkey, as referenced in episode 1.
I was at a football game, I think. I don't remember, but I remember being drunk as shit, and this guy walked behind Kayla and I with a turkey leg, and we both looked at each other. I just went and got one.
No words spoken.
I mean, they do that with there's certain foods at games that are like that. Turkey leg is one of those things that I wouldn't usually get, but it's just so good. The thought of it, if I have a craving for it, and then they have like pulled pork nachos.
Pulled pork nachos, yeah,
at
solid.
the UF games with the barbecue sauce. Oh my god! Someone walks by with those. I know. Going to every game, I have to have cash on me because they're a cash only stand. And like if we were tailgating, we're eating barbecue pulled pork nachos 100% of the time.
Pretty good.
Jordan, did you ever go to a Jaguars game when they were selling those teal hamburgers or hot dogs?
No, I had just missed that, actually.
Would you have eaten one?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of weird.
They do it. They still do it. It's something they currently do, right?
Yeah, I think so.
They still do it, but they started doing it after I left.
I mean, I know it's just food coloring, but I can't get over the fact of the color.
I've seen the pictures of it, like people on Instagram and shit. I haven't done it, but I've only been to one Jags game, so.
Yeah, the Jets game. It was like 120
the hottest
degrees.
day in the history of the world. Yeah.
So I was listening to another podcast and with Blake Bortles, and he was talking about how they set up a thermometer on the Jets sideline, and at the end of the game, the thermometer was in the trash can.
That's so funny.
Just like Blake Bortles.
So, back to that game. Patrick and I went with his brother and then both of our respective girlfriends. And Kayla and Kara were pretty done with that game by about the end of the third quarter. It was insanely hot. Like, everyone was dehydrated as shit.
So
hot. They were sunburning. Also, Patrick made a good point, is that the three of us put on sunscreen before the game. I do not believe they did. No. And they were sunburning. But they were both very done with the game, understandably so. It was a terrible football game. The Jets and the Jags are both terrible teams. But the Jets kept doing this thing where they were almost out of the game, and then they would pick the ball off, or they would score a touchdown for like a while, so it wasn't like, oh, this is definitely over. So him and his brother were sitting in front of us, just laughing, having a great time, high-fiving, making jokes. And I have Kayla and Kara next to me, and they're both so upset. And I was like the messenger to like say, hey guys, do you think we're ready to go? Because I kind of wanted to stay, but not enough to like endure that because it was just shit football. So I was just getting the brunt of the aggression, and then Patrick and fucking Mike are just like happy as can be. And I eventually was like, we have to go. This is not good.
DEFCON 5.
Oh my god, I was infuriated because I couldn't like get them to stop being. They're like the same person.
Sounds terrible.
That was a bad time.
Again, NBA basketball, the best date to bring your girlfriend on, or date or whatever.
It was
Minor
just
league
so
hockey.
hot.
Yeah, it'll do that in Jacksonville in September.
I've been to many of UCF football games with Kara, and like I've never experienced something that hot. Like
No, it's definitely been that hot at football games.
Yeah.
During football season.
in the fucking swamp. Yeah.
Yeah, it gets really hot. I don't know. Those like the noon game, actually the noon games and the 3:00 games. The sun is just fucking beating on you.
Yeah. Nooners can be pretty rough.
I don't know how I didn't die in college because
shouldn't call
I was
them
not
nooners.
properly hydrated for anything.
Don't call
Just
them nooners, please.
sweating out beer.
They are Nooners.
Okay, Patrick.
Why can't I call them Nooners?
You know exactly why.
I really don't.
I'm confused.
A nooner is having sex in the middle of the day. Jesus Christ!
No, that's okay. I've heard that before, but I don't think that stakes claim to the term. I think.
I have only heard it in reference to such.
Oh, I don't know. I've always nooners was like a common term for noon football games. I guess you would know if you went to a school with a football team.
Well, we're undefeated, so...
That's swoop life.
Also, after the garbage your team fucking put on the field these past couple of years...
It's Sugar Bowl. No, not Sugar Bowl. What was the fucking bowl? Peach Bowl? Peach Bowl champions.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm biting my lip.
Peach Bowl champions, baby. That's all I have to say.
UCF's also Peach Bowl champion.
Not this year, they weren't.
Sure weren't.
They were the fucking chips and dip losers.
PlayStation.
Oh, it's not Tostitos anymore.
Nope.
Well, I fucking tried.
Suck a
Topic
dick, Kevin.
change.
I really hate when I go to Publix and there's a super old lady or old person writing a check, but they don't have the check ready. So, like, they wait until all of their stuff's rung up to start writing the check. It drives me goddamn insane.
Jordan, you have
People-
no idea.
Yeah, people, and you know what? Kayla's mother has been known to write checks at Publix, so I can't wish too much ill will on them, but people that write checks at Publix or grocery stores in general shouldn't be there.
They wait till everything is rung up, and then they look at the total, and then they reach into their purse, pull out the checkbook, fondle around for a pen for who knows how long, and then slowly...
Did you keep a
Right
pen
out.
at the ready when you worked as a cashier?
I was never a cashier. I was always a bagger.
Oh, God. So you
Yeah.
had to stand by and watch.
Yeah, because I had to... Yeah, I would have to help them out to their car, because those are
Yeah.
usually the people that would want the help.
And slip a dollar bill into your pocket. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Buy yourself a tab.
Ugh.
Speaking of which, did you ever try Tab, Kevin? I don't think you did.
No, I thought about it. I'll have to order. I'll order some and I'll do it for next
At
episode.
the store. You can just go to Publix and pick it up.
I just figured. Oh, I figured it was just like something you had to order because Jordan said he'd Amazon Prime it to me, but
Yeah. No.
I fucked up. I'll do it for next episode. I do actually want to try it. Back to grocery store lines, right? Let's not focus on that fuck up. So I am a self-checkout person now. I don't like standing in lines for groceries, and usually self-checkout has the shortest line or has no line. If I'm at like Publix, well, Publix doesn't have self-checkout, I guess, but
Mine does.
Okay, so if a Publix had self-checkout, I would probably still go, unless I'm just getting a few things. I'm getting a bunch, I'll go, because they have a dedicated bagger at each station. But like at Walmart, they don't have a bagger, so I go to self-checkout, because it's not any faster to go to the line. You know what I mean? The person has to ring me up, and then, so it's the same thing I could be doing. But certain stores, if they have a dedicated bagger, I will wait in line if it's convenient. But for the most part, I'm a self-checkout guy. It's just annoying if you're buying like beer or something, because then you have to get them to come over and look at it. But I'm a self-checkout person all the way through. I don't like dealing with people in general, so any way I can eliminate that is a fucking win.
Yeah, for the most part, I just, like, at Publix, like, if I'm getting 1 to 2 things, like, I'll do the self-checkout at my Publix, which is super cool. But otherwise, like, I'm kind of handcuffed to standing in line and doing the whole thing.
Yeah.
So the other day I was with my roommate. We went to Publix and we were both just shopping separately. And he was ringing up first, and I had a thing where I forgot something that I was buying. So while he was still ringing up, I told Leah, I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna run and get something. You can start ringing me up. I'll come bring it back." And I went and I couldn't find it, and it had been like 1 minute. And I was like, I'm just going back to the register. I went back to the register and finished the payment process. And then brought the stuff to my car, and I went to the store the next day to go pick up what I forgot.
Oh my God.
Just because, like, I just don't want to be that person that's holding, because there was a line behind us. Yeah. And I didn't want to be searching throughout the store for it, and it was a non-essential. I forget what it was. It was like a non-essential item. But it was, I literally just cut it short and was like, know what? I'm just going to check out, because I hate being that fucking person that's holding up the line, because everyone is just so annoyed when they're in grocery store lines.
Correct. Yeah. No, I am that person. I went
through. Hold on. But okay, I went through a self checkout with my roommate, and I was ringing up all my shit, and they had a return bin right next to the self checkout machine. My roommate takes a bra and scans it, so I have to call a lady over to get this fucking bra off of my ticket.
I would have just bought it. Was it expensive? How much was it?
I mean, it was like $8.
That's on the line. That's on the line. I think I'm just buying that.
No.
Depends on how big my shopping trip is. If my shopping trip is like more than $50 already, I'm not even going to notice the cost difference.
No. It was, very frustrating.
I'm Venmo requesting $8 every day until they delete the fucking app, too. It's funny, but you have to pay for that sometimes.
Yeah.
Was it worth it? I hope so.
What were you going to say, Jordan?
So one time I was going to Publix and I was picking up like 2 or 3 things, something like that. And this old lady was in front of me, and I was already annoyed because she was like being old and taking a long time. And then like she was going to pay with check, but she like searched through her like purse or whatever. And she was like, "Oh, I don't have my checks." And she was getting exactly one item, and it was a tub of ice cream, and it was like $3, and I was just like, just put it on with mine. Like, get her the fuck up out of here.
I've legitimately done that too. Seriously, I've done that in a similar situation. Someone swiped their card, they're like, "Oh, I'm traveling," and it like got declined, and then they were searching for another card, and they're like, "Oh, I think I have the cash." It was like a drink. So I was like, I'm just paying for it. I was actually at Wawa in the morning. I was just getting coffee before work, and I was like, I am going to be late for work. Please, I will just pay for it. I need to leave, because we were waiting there for like 5 or 6 minutes, and I was already kind of running behind. Oh my God.
Yeah. Like every so often I'll be like, I don't give a fuck. Whatever it is, just put it on my
just move this fucking situation along.
Yeah.
Well, what's the most items you brought through the 10 hours or less line?
A whole fucking cart of groceries?
No, see,
no, Jordan,
I'm the
come
opposite. On. Where was I? I was shopping with a couple people, and all the lines were long. I had like 15 items, and they were like, just go to the 10 items or less. And I legitimately didn't want to, because I want people with only 10 items or less to go to that. Because in the instance that I have 10 items, and I need to check out, and if someone's in front of me with a shit ton of things, I'm going to be super mad. So I tried to pull that. I did go, because there was like no one there. And, it went through really quick. It was not a big deal at all, but I like felt bad about doing it, because I don't want to hold up other people if they have. I don't want to be the person that does it with too many.
Yeah,
generally, it doesn't work if nobody else sticks to those rules, though. So
generally, if I have like a basket of stuff and it's like under 20 items, I'll just go through that line.
I think that's a fair line to draw. I couldn't do it with a whole cart though. I couldn't.
No, that's a move.
So I was beckoned by the checkout lady.
Oh, that's different. That's completely different.
I didn't get to explain the situation.
All right.
I was just like, you sure? She was like, yes, I'm bored, please. I was like, okay. So then I checked out, and it was like, I want to say like 30 some items. It was like a full grocery trip.
The satisfaction of seeing all these lines long as fuck, and then you're walking by a clothesline and someone goes, oh, I'm opening, come on through.
Oh my god.
And you just get to be the first person in that line. Oh, buddy.
That's about as good as a good orgasm, honestly.
Time saved, man, because that's only saving me like 5 minutes, but it's the fucking frustration of it, and then I get to watch all the other people standing in long lines scramble to get behind me.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
That's it. I go through the work cafeteria every day because they usually only have one cashier, but during the lunch rush they'll scale up to 2 or 3. So there's always that chance of when someone else comes through, and it's honestly, I like lines. The prospect of lines is great. Keep everyone in order, but as soon as that third one opens, it doesn't matter if you're last in line, second in line. The first person to get to that new cashier gets it.
Yep.
So it's like you have to be on the lookout. Keep your head on a swivel.
Yep. The cashier system at where I work is just absolutely awful. So there's 4 like 2 and 2 staggered. So there's just one big line that usually lines up for all of them, but people just tend to go off to the right and use the right 2. And like I feel bad for doing that, but if I don't do that, someone else is just gonna do it, so I just go ahead and do it.
So I saw this on Twitter talking about having the one long line. Do you guys like to have one long line, or if there's 4 registers, each register has an individual line?
Each register has a line.
Yeah, so you can gauge, how fast you're moving relative to the others.
See, in a vacuum, I prefer one long line. But the problem with one long line is it takes up too much space. Like that long line could wrap around or whatever. That's the point of splitting it up. But I like one long line because the feeling of getting into one line and then the line to your right is just moving so much faster is the worst. But then I guess on the flip side, when you pick the fast line, that's a fucking win, baby.
Ecstasy.
Also,
when you
up there
pick
with
the line,
orgasms.
you have to pick the person that was standing in front of you in a longer line, and it's like I have to check out before this person to gauge my success.
Yeah,
If I
everyone's
beat 'em
paying
through,
with cards in front of you.
Yeah, they have the lady fumbling for 25 cents.
Yeah. Hold on, I got it.
It's like, ma'am, nobody cares about your change. Please, let's move on.
The cashier was even like, "Yeah, just go. No one. It doesn't even matter."
Somebody else will give me 2 cents more than I need. It'll even out somewhere.
But that's the same thing as like when I leave work. Usually there's some traffic, but there's a section of road. There's 4 lanes, and then it merges to 2 lanes in a fairly quick capacity. The right lane ends, and then about a quarter mile later, the left lane ends. So it's a huge choke point for traffic, right? But the thing is, most cars get out of the left lane, which is the last merge lane, really early. Mm-hmm. So if you catch the traffic at the right time and just drive in that left lane and merge when you're forced to merge, you tend to cut a lot of time off the trip.
So what you're saying is you're a dickhead.
Hold on. We'll circle back around to it because I want to get in my bag about this too. But the feeling of beating I'll set the GPS when I leave because there's a couple ways I can get home. So if there's a wreck or something, I want to know. But the feeling of beating the estimated time on your GPS is unmatched. Like I think I'm going to get home at 6:30 and I get home at 6:25. I'm like, let's fucking go. It's an incredible feeling. Now I also want to circle back to
Kevin. That's a scumbag move.
It's not, and here's the reason. Hear me out. Fucking hear me out.
You're supposed to maneuver in traffic.
That is how exactly in the most efficient traffic patterns. Everybody holds their lane, and then when you come to a merge, it's like a zipper system. One car from the right goes, one car from the left goes. That is the most efficient way. If everybody did that, traffic would flow more evenly. The problem is nobody knows how to fucking drive. Everybody panics and gets over super early because they're not confident in changing lanes with a lot of cars around. So they get over super early, leaving the people that are merging correctly to look like assholes for picking the most efficient system.
Mm-hmm. I side with Kevin. And I live in a big city, so I see this on
I'm not going to be made to look like an asshole because people don't know how to drive and don't know the length of their car, so they want to get over. They hit the brakes and get over when there's a shit ton of space. Like you should be able to merge with cars successfully, and then on the flip side of that, if you're in the right lane, you should be letting the car go in front of you when they have to merge. If you speed up to cut them off, all you're doing is causing that lane to slam on the brakes and slowing it down for everyone else. Your little fucking pride bullshit is slowing down the whole system.
I agree.
I could see that on like a merge lane, but like when there's construction and there's like an arrow.
Same thing. That's a merge lane. What are you talking about?
That is
That's a makeshift merge lane.
No, I hate that.
Okay, but like, think about it this way: if everybody zippered into making it happen, it would be easier.
Yes. No, I understand the concept, but it never happens. So it's just people pulling out into that lane to pass everyone to cut people off.
Here's another thing. If I can get home 5 minutes faster because people don't know how to fucking drive, and if one person on the road thinks I'm an asshole, I'm gonna do it. And then I'm just backed by the argument that it's actually the correct way to drive. So like it's an easy win for me. I don't like the idea of like getting in that lane because it's supposed to be a one in, one out, but some people try and like zoom around people or follow a car to get the two in. Like what everyone should just do is stop being dumbasses and just let people merge at a one at a time pace, and that's how it just goes faster. Maybe you're one car length behind, but we're all in fucking traffic, dude. We're all in traffic. One car length means nothing.
I understand what you're saying.
I would never like to drive again. Like, if I had my druthers, I would never drive.
I like to drive. I don't like to be in traffic. So, like, the idea of a 1 hour drive with no traffic is more appealing to me, literally, than a 20 to 25 minute drive in bumper to bumper traffic. Easily.
Yes, I agree.
I enjoy sitting in the back of my Uber, listening to the Salty Virgins podcast.
That's pretty vague.
Just on repeat, yeah.
Yeah. No, I play it like 3 times a week.
I listen to it once just to make sure, like, it's okay, but it doesn't matter. It's already been fucking released anyway.
Yeah. But yeah. And not having to worry about what's happening in front of me.
I do get that.
I die.
Driving is kind of like a freedom for me. I don't know. I just enjoy the like, and you know, sitting in the car, driving, listening to a podcast or whatever is just fine for me. Obviously, anything above 3 hours of driving, I would much rather have someone in the car. But like a 1 hour trip, a 2 hour trip on my own, listening to a podcast or music or whatever, is like, I really don't mind it as long as, but the more traffic there is, that immediately kills my time and I fucking hate it. Yeah. I just hate being in traffic and even having a lot of cars around me, honestly.
Yeah. I get pretty self-contained road rage. Like, I just start yelling in my car when people do stupid shit. Ugh, I hate it so much.
I'll do it to an extent. I'm really bad about I'm in a different city. I'm in a lane that turns into a merge and I didn't know. So I have to cut someone off or something like that. You know, like I was an idiot, so I looked like an idiot on the road. I get super self-conscious about those moments. I will literally worry about for like 10 minutes, like, fuck, like, why did that happen? I was so dumb. Or also one time I was just driving and a guy honked at me and flipped me off and I had no idea why. I was just in my lane. And that bothered me for like a day. The whole fucking rest of the ride, I was like, what did I do? What did I do wrong in that situation to deserve that? It bugged me so fucking much.
Yeah, so I travel a lot, so I go a lot of places, and not every state or every region even has the same understanding of traffic patterns.
Yes.
So some of the places that I've gone are like downtown areas, so there's only like one-way streets and shit, and like...
one-way streets kill me every time.
Every single time. But also like one-way streets and avenues and stuff, and it's like, I can't turn here, but I can turn here. And, like, trying to figure it all out on the fly in a place you've never been. Like, I just let it fly, and whatever happens, happens. Like, I haven't gotten in an accident, so, you know.
Yeah, I get one-way streets. They're practical, especially in the places they're implemented. I just, every time they fuck me up because I did not grow up around one-way streets. So the thought that I have to go 2 blocks up, 1 block over, 1 block down, and then 1 block back in order to make a simple right turn sometimes just blows my fucking mind. Like, I've literally turned down the wrong way on a one-way twice in my life, and obviously was able to, like, self-correct very quickly, but just because it's so unnatural to have to think, okay, it's an odd-numbered street, just to me, it's so foreign. It always fucks me up. I hate driving in cities that have one-ways.
Yeah, it stinks. Especially in the Northeast. I also hate that there's, like, no parking in the Northeast. Like, there is no parking for anything.
There's no space.
All. Yeah, no, I understand. It was poorly designed, is my point.
That's any big city, though. There's really never any parking.
Because it's poorly designed, anyway.
Just a large concentration.
It's just a lot of homies, yeah. A lot of homies.
A lot of homies.
That's how it is sometimes.
How it be.
Better
Well, parking is less profitable than almost any other business that's going to go up there, right? So it's less prioritized usually.
Better public transit and better parking structures. That's all I ask for.
Yeah.
Out of life, really.
That's it?
Pretty much, yeah. I love public transit. The
The idea of public transit working at like peak efficiency is incredible.
Oh, it never does that. So
that's the thing. Is like the public transit. I mean, even at its worst, like the New York subway system has a lot of its issues, but man, it's incredible. For me, this was very much when I was in college, but I was like you can go to the bars with everyone. I mean, still it would be it's a luxury. Go to the bars with everyone, and no one has to worry about like, oh, I'm gonna drive. I don't want to drink that much, or because then sometimes Ubers are hella expensive. So the fact that I could get on the subway for what is it like $2.50 or $2.75 or whatever, and just get wherever I needed to go, was just incredible.
One of the interesting things about the subway is like if the subway is running late, like one whole line is running late, like your boss won't even get mad. He'll just be like, "Well, the L train was running late. Like I couldn't fucking do anything about it."
Yeah, that's
like
true.
It just controls like their lives so much that they're like, this is just the way of life.
That's how traffic is to an extent. Like if it's like, oh yeah, there was a wreck on the way to work today, I'm 30 minutes late, and then half the team experienced it as well, or something like that, right? Or at least in cities where, like Jacksonville, highways are the main way to get anywhere because it's such a big city. So it's like if there's a wreck on a highway, at least a good portion of the people are going to be late, and everyone's like, yeah, there was a wreck, that sucks.
Like, damn, that's crazy.
It just dictates, yeah, because everyone's doing the same thing. That's why people need to learn fucking better, because it makes my drive time from 20 minutes to 30 to 40 minutes because no one knows how to fucking drive.
The worst thing is like slowdowns for no fucking reason on like highways.
Ugh. Like a wreck on the other lane.
Not even like there's a car on the side of the road, and like there's a slowdown for like miles, and then you get past it, and you're like, what the fuck did we slow down for?
Patrick, every day on my drive home from work, I experience that. Sometimes it is for a real reason, like, I don't know, people are dying on the side of the road, and sometimes it's literally just, so like today, I take 85 to my house. One of the exits, a water main broke, so you couldn't get off on that exit. Don't know how that correlated. They just had it on the signs. So the next exit, there was just like a block of traffic all the way to the express lane, which didn't make any sense because everything was like moving, but it was just like log jammed right there because more people were getting off of the next exit than normally would. Every day, I want to kill myself. I hate traffic.
But you're not driving.
Trash.
You're taking an Uber.
No, he drives to and from work.
Oh.
Yeah. What?
I don't know. I
owns a
thought you said
car.
you were Ubering.
When he's traveling.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
I have started getting a car rental when I travel. And I like that because having a car, I know I can just walk outside, put the keys in the ignition, and go. I don't have to, and I guess with work you have to worry about surge pricing to an extent, but like if you're in a location there's not a ton of Ubers or something like that, I like being able to have a car. But when if you rent a car, they don't pay for your Ubers, that kind of deal, right? They're buying you transportation. So then if I want to go to the bars with my friends, I have a car, so I have to get a ride or pay for an Uber on my own. So that's like, I'd rather Uber around, but having the car to me is so nice just because I can just walk out of the hotel in the morning, get in the car, drive, and go. Like relying on Ubers, I don't think I'd be able to do it as much just because there's always that wait time associated that you have to bake into your daily commute that you don't have to when you have your own car, generally.
Right.
That's fair. I enjoy the rental car when I go places. I like driving rental cars because I can in fact drive them like I stole them.
Yes. I rented a Ford F-150 in Dallas, Texas, and for
Yeehaw!
context, I drive a Honda Civic on the day-to-day, so the switch to an F-150, and it was like a extended cab F-150. It had a sunroof. Jeez. It was insane. I was fucking hitting curbs, parking like a dickhead, backing into every spot ever the whole week.
That's what you gotta do with a truck.
Oh, it was incredible. And then I was
road
back
is
to my little
yours.
Civic. I felt like my ass was on the road. I don't know if I could buy a truck and drive one from the day to day, but man, it was fucking fun for that week. Such a big change. You fucking own the road. Like you don't get out of the way of other cars.
When I went to Detroit, I had a giant Expedition. Shit stunk. It was so bad.
Was the handling really bad?
It's like driving a boat.
But the newer, like even I had a Ford F-150, and the turn radius on the thing, obviously it's wider than my Civic, but they're a lot better. The newer cars are a lot better. Like if you drive like a 2000, or I guess that 2000's too long ago now, like even like a 2010 like Expedition or Tahoe or something like that, it's going to be the worst thing in the world. But the newer cars tend to have better turn radius just because technology's been better. So it's kind of manageable now, at least in my eyes.
Still like driving a boat on the road.
That is true. Changing lanes is a little bit harder.
Yeah.
But I would just flick the blinker on for a second and then start getting over slowly. I would look in the mirror, obviously, and check the blind spot, but the car is just longer. So if there is someone that I didn't see, I'm getting over slow and I'm a big truck and I'm doing it. I feel like I'll get a honk or a warning. I was just doing everything really slow if I was unsure. Because that's one thing about changing cars is I know the length of my car very well. I'm very confident with how I am, and I know exactly the blind spot, like what I need to look for, because every car's blind spot is different. So when you're in a new car, especially a bigger car, it's a little unnerving. And if you're driving in traffic, like when I was in Dallas, right, it's not as comfortable driving in traffic. But I was just doing this thing where I'd flick the blinker on and then move over really slow as I was looking, obviously. So as that extra layer of barrier of, okay, if someone's there, I'm going to get honked at, or there's going to be time to react, rather than like changing lanes really fast, you know?
Correct. I do understand.
In my car at home, I'll change it. I have the camera on the right rear view, so I just flick the blinker on and the camera shows, and I can just get over. It's incredible. Driving cars without it now is like a hassle. I've become so like conditioned and lazy. Like the backup camera, the blind spot camera, it's amazing.
Weird flex, but okay.
Next step is autopilot.
Get that
Listen.
Tesla.
Hell yeah.
If I made Tesla money, I would already have one.
100%.
Thank you guys for listening to us kind of bitch and complain this episode. It's a little deviation from what we normally do, but we really enjoyed doing this. Jackson has not been here with us because he had other things.
Wait, Jackson wasn't here? Are you fucking kidding me?
But hopefully he was back for the next episode. I will be editing this upcoming one because the boys, Kevin and Patrick, are headed off to Colorado. So fingers crossed, and we can't wait for you to hear it. See ya.
If you have music that you want to hear on the pod, like original music, just email us at saltyvirginspodcast@gmail.com.
Yes, please.
Hell yeah. We want to play your shit.
Correct.
Like, subscribe, comment, hate us on Twitter, whatever. Love you guys.
Retweet and see ya.
Peace.
Yo, it's Snowy Balls, Gucci right in the studio. We're drinking beer. And the Joel and shit.
Easy shit. I love this shit.
Yeah.
Does the beat fucking slap? Next question. Do the homies give me daps? Next question. Whipped cream on my sack? Next question. Little bitch, did you learn your fucking lesson?
Coming hot on the beat, fucking next question. Tequila running through my teeth, bitch, next question. I got 3 dirty hoes in my sheets, next question. Drink till 3 a.m., ho, I ain't resting. Coming down hot from the stars. Been faded lately, off them Zanny bars. Got my head on straight, why you licking taint? Next question. Still coming through my dogs, no, I'm always rapping. Smoking cigs, pulling tricks.
True.
Just the life of an everyday college kid. Taking pulls out the fucking bottle. The people call me a scholar, that's fucking Aristotle. Lots of drugs, got my brain heavily fried. Snatch your girl, goddamn, I even tried. She hit me up, next question, bout to slide. Ask me if I got the fire, bitch. Next question.
Does the beat fucking slap? Next question. Am I always spitting facts? Next question. Are those cheeks getting clapped? Next question. Little bitch, did you learn your fucking lesson? Yo, pass the bong, one more rip. Pass the bottle, homie, just one more sip. She gon' fuck me and then dip. Yo, Next question. Next question. You came inside of me, I ain't stressing. Of course I did, bitch. Next question. I'm coming home with you. Can I bring my friend? This for real, dude. Ain't no pretend.
Yo, smoking on something you ain't never seen. Head feeling trippy from that fucking purple drink. I'm impaired from that dank kush. Not a washed up has been like Reggie Bush. Fire herb got me fucking grounded. Your girl's a salute, goddamn she's getting pounded. Hey homie, how that weed sound? Heard a noise in my ears, it's fucking loud. Bitch, next question. Need a joint rolled ASAP. Need a stack of them flapjacks. Need a bitch with a fat ass stacked high with cash. Next question. Let's get rowdy, bitch. Next question. I got beers for your nose, burritos or mo's. I got what you need, no joke. I'm whipping, I'm jewelin', I'm coolin'. Live in the weight room like Tom Newman. Yelling at these interns, that's Tom foolin'.
Yo, does the beat fucking slap? Next question. You want a cup of 50 sack? Next question. Is the keg fucking tapped? Next question. Little bitch, did you learn your fucking lesson?
420 in the studio is me and
I love that shit, dude. I love it.